I'm 29 years old and work in the event management industry. My job is stable, and I've managed to save a little over the years. Since most of my friends are already married, they kept introducing me to different people. My parents also kept asking when I was finally going to settle down. Eventually, I decided to give matchmaking a chance. She was 3 years younger than me. The first time I saw her photos, I was impressed. She was beautiful, well-dressed, and had a charming personality. During our conversations, she said she admired hardworking, ambitious men. Hearing that, I thought we shared the same values. We chatted for about a week before meeting for coffee. Our first date went surprisingly well. She was cheerful, easy to talk to, and kept the conversation flowing. When I told her that my job often required me to work until 2 or 3 in the morning, she smiled and said, "I like men who work hard." That made me genuinely happy. After that, we went to the movies, had hot pot together, and spent weekends driving around the city. Everything felt natural, and I honestly thought this relationship might become something serious. Things started to change during our 4th date. We were having hot pot together. When the bill came, I stood up to pay as I normally would. She smiled and said, "It looks bad when a man lets a woman pay." I simply smiled back. I've never been the type to argue over paying on the first few dates. I thought it was perfectly normal for a man to take care of the bill. But after that day, I started noticing other things. One afternoon, while we were having coffee, an expensive luxury SUV drove past us. She stared at it and casually said, "My future husband has to drive something worth at least $1 billion VND. I laughed, thinking she was joking. Why? It could be embarrassing if he drove a cheap car. My friends all have successful husbands. I smiled and replied, "Well, we could work hard together and buy one someday." She immediately shook her head. "No, that's the husband's responsibility." That was the first moment I realized we might have completely different views about marriage. Another day, I asked about her job. "What are you doing these days?" "I quit." "How long ago?" "About 6 months." "Why?" "I hate being managed." "So, are you studying something new or planning to start a business?" She rested her chin on her hand and smiled. "Working is exhausting. Honestly, I just want to marry a wealthy man." At first, I thought she was joking. But as time went on, I realized she meant every word. She loved luxury cafes, expensive restaurants, and fancy hotels with beautiful views, mostly because they looked good in photos. Every weekend, she wanted new pictures to post on social media. One day, I suggested, "How about we try this famous local noodle place? It's simple, but everyone says it's amazing." She looked at the address and frowned. "I'm not going." "Why not?" "It looks dirty." "But it's always packed." "Crowded doesn't mean good." So we ended up eating at a restaurant that cost several times more. She spent almost 20 minutes taking photos of the food, then barely touched it. One day, I complimented her designer handbag. "It's nice." "My ex bought it." "The watch?" "My ex." "The shoes?" "My ex." Even the phone she was using had been a birthday gift from her former boyfriend. I asked, "Do you buy many things yourself?" She smiled naturally. "If someone is willing to buy them for me, why should I?" For some reason, that answer stayed with me. Not because of the gifts, but because she considered being financially supported by someone else completely normal. As we talked more, I learned that her family wasn't wealthy at all. She told me she had grown up feeling disadvantaged. Her classmates had things she could never afford. She often felt insecure. One evening, she quietly said, "I've been poor long enough." I asked, "So your goal is to earn a lot of money?" She shook her head. "No." "Then what?" "I just want to marry a rich man." I forced a smile. "What if you meet someone ordinary who truly loves you?" She answered without hesitation, "Love doesn't pay the bills. But you could build a life together." "I don't want to." "Why?" "Because I already suffered enough growing up. I don't want to struggle after getting married too." I asked one final question. "What if he comes from an ordinary family but works incredibly hard?" She looked straight at me. "Then someone else can marry him. I'm not gambling with my life." That sentence stayed in my mind for days. I realized she wasn't someone who grew up wealthy and simply got used to luxury. Her family was completely ordinary. She had experienced hardship just like millions of other people. The difference was that instead of trying to change her own life, she expected her future husband to change it for her. She wanted a luxury apartment, an expensive car, designer brands, a glamorous lifestyle. She wanted everything successful people had, but she had no desire to walk the difficult road required to achieve those things herself. I'm not saying she was wrong. Everyone has the right to choose the life they want. Maybe she'll eventually meet someone who has everything she's looking for. But I knew that person wasn't me. After our last conversation, I politely told her that we had different values and should stop seeing each other. She replied with only one sentence. "I knew you were just another ordinary guy." I read the message. Then I never replied. Looking back now, I still believe I made the right decision. Beauty can create attraction. Excitement can create feelings. But marriage cannot survive on feelings alone. What scares me has never been whether someone comes from a rich family or a poor one. What scares me is someone who dreams of living a better life while refusing to share the effort required to build it. Maybe many people will argue that everyone has the right to dream of marrying into wealth. Maybe they're right. But if someone believes that building a better future is entirely another person's responsibility while they simply enjoy the rewards, is that really marriage? Cô ảo someone Thai is entirely marriage nếu ủ chứa to of searching for a shortcut to a better life. Chấm. Every secret has a weight. And tonight, we shared just a piece of it. What would you do if you were in their shoes? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one. If this story kept you on the edge of your seat, please give it a like and share it with someone who loves a good mystery. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join our anonymous circle. Thank you for listening to Hidden Confessions. Keep your secrets safe. Until next time.